Hello, it's so good to have you here. Have you ever felt like you're talking to a brick wall? Maybe you have children or grandchildren. You try your best to give them good advice. You tell them how to be kind, but it often feels like your words go in one ear and then out of the other. It can be quite a lonely feeling, can't it? You wonder if anything you say is actually making a difference in their lives. Then something happens when you least expect it. You do something without even thinking. Maybe you lose your temper with a jar of jam that just won't open. Or you say something a bit grumpy about the rain while you're driving. Suddenly, you hear those same words coming out of their mouths. It's a bit of a shock, isn't it? But it reminds us of a very deep truth. People do not always do what we say, they do what we do. They watch how we handle the small, messy bits of life. This is especially true when it comes to faith. I meet many people who worry they're not holy enough to teach others about God. They think that they need to be experts or have all the answers. But I have a bit of a secret for you today. Faith is caught, not taught. Think about the story of Moses. Most people have heard his name, but his journey started with a mother named Jochebed. In the book of Hebrews, the Bible tells us, it was by faith that Moses' parents hid him for 3 months when he was born. They saw that God had given them an unusual child, and they were not afraid to disobey the king's command. Jochebed didn't have a church building or a Sunday school. She just lived with a quiet, steady trust in God. She only had a few short years with Moses before he went to live in the palace. There, he was taught by the best scholars in the world. He was surrounded by wealth and power, and yet years later, when he saw a bush on fire in the desert, he knew he was meeting with the one true God. How did he know? It was because he had seen God in his mother's kitchen first. He had caught her faith. She didn't give him a lecture, she gave him a life. She talked about God's goodness while she was making bread. She prayed naturally when she was worried. It was part of the air that they breathed. It was real, it was honest, and it stuck with him forever. You might like to call this ambient discipleship. It's about the background noise of our lives. We don't need a special place to talk about Jesus. We can do it while we're driving to the shops or doing the washing up. Simply insert Jesus into a normal chat. You might say, I'm so thankful to God for this sunshine today, or I'm feeling a bit worried, so I'm going to ask God for some peace. When you do this, you're showing people that God is real. He's part of your everyday world. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. People want a hope that actually works when life is difficult. So here's a small challenge for you today. Choose one ordinary moment. It could be when you're having a cuppa with a friend or out walking the dog. Just mention God's goodness out loud to someone else. A simple, honest word about his kindness. But what if you feel like you failed? What if you feel like your quiet life is invisible and your efforts don't matter at all? Well, tomorrow we're going to look at the side of Jochebed's story that we often miss. We will see why your quiet life is actually changing history, even when you cannot see the results. I'd love for you to join me for that. God bless you, and I'll see you then.